as well for a little bit of time. So I think we're just going to chat for a couple of minutes and then we're going to start. All right, can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so we will start this in a second, but let me just make sure that everyone's in the class, everyone's okay, feeling ready. Neshka, have you had a nice weekend?
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you do anything? Did you go anywhere?
No.
Oh, so a nice weekend is staying at home in bed?
No.
You know, sometimes I think I should go out, and then I go out, and then I think, mistake. I should have just watched TV. What did you do? Did you do some cooking or anything, or?
No, I just helped my partner.
Okay.
He has a Mexican restaurant.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
So is it like a delivery?
No, just restaurant and plus delivery.
Because delivery right now is big, isn't it, for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So does that mean you can cook good Mexican food?
Yeah.
Can you give me
Not
some
bad.
tips? give me and Paul some tips. We would really appreciate it.
I know Paul likes Mexican food.
He loves cooking. Guys, I can confirm I have had a meal from Paul and it was very, very good. He's a great cook. Okay, thanks for that, guys. And let me just ask a few other people before we start. Lucas, are you okay? Kalyan, are you okay,
yeah.
sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm good.
We've got someone in there called Islam. Are you there, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, guys, I'm going to start the class. We are doing participle clauses. If I say, you know, I might not know all of you because obviously Paul is the regular teacher here, but I've got your names. So if I say your name, you know, try and put your microphone on and answer the question. Okay. I try to spread my questions out. Also, guys, if you think, oh, I really want to answer that question, just type it into the chat box. All right, I can see the chat box. So if you're getting frustrated because I'm not saying your name, just type it in. Also, anyone on Facebook watching this, you can also type it in the chat box as well. Okay, I'm going to record to the cloud, and this video will be available to all our students whenever they want this week. So let's get started. Everyone, microphones off, please. Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome to this IELTS and OET language class. It's a participle clauses class again. It's part 2 of a class I've done before. I'm here in the class with a number of different people. Guys, can you all just put your microphones on now and just tell me if you can see my study document for today?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Yes.
All good, yeah. Okay, fantastic. And Lucas, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, let's just quickly go through what we're doing today, Lucas. What's the first thing that we're going to focus on?
Review about participle.
Good. So who was here in class for participle clauses on Friday? Say yes. I know Anna was. Anyone else in class? There's loads of people.
Yes.
Who was here?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. So I need you to help me when we quickly review it. Then we're going to do some more exercises today. All right. And then Lucas, what's the third thing we're doing?
IELTS and OT example.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some example essays and letters, okay? So you can really see how to use these types of sentences in a specific context. And then if we move fast, one of the reasons I'm trying to move quite fast today is we're going to finish by looking at double participle clauses, all right? Which is something that's actually really easy to do. You can do it in speaking and in writing, but it sounds great. The grammar's really difficult, but yet it's easy, I think. All right, so hopefully we can do that. All right, let's get started, guys. We're going to review participle clauses to start off with, and I'm going to ask someone to put their microphone on and tell me about them. So Sandy, are you there?
Hello. Yes.
Sandy, what is a participle clause? Could you tell me?
Yes. Participle clauses that starts with ing or gerund clause.
Yeah.
And that has.
Good.
And that has 2 clauses.
Well, yeah, there is 2 clauses in. that there's a participle clause and there's what's called a main clause. Yes, go on.
Yes, yes, and it has a lot of relationship. I think it's
Yeah.
for relationship it has got.
It's about the relationship between the two, the main
Between the two
clause and the
clause.
participle clause. Yeah. Well, stay
Yeah.
with me. I've got an example for you. All right. So if you could just tell us all here, which one is the participle clause and which one is the relative clause?
Yes, the first one is the participle clause. The bomb exploded, comma, destroying 3 cars.
Should put a little comma in there, thank you. And then the second one, what type of clause is that?
The bomb that destroyed 3 cars. The bomb was.
The bomb that destroyed 3 cars was very big.
A relative clause.
It's a relative clause. You can all shout it out for that one, guys. It's a relative clause, isn't it? Okay, so good. Now, last class, I told you that a relative clause, you know, that's different from a participle clause. Let me ask someone just to quickly review that. Eman, are you there? These are the 2 clauses that people talk about, Eman, right? The special clauses.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Ooh.
In the first one, the bomb exploded, destroying 3 cars. Is telling about the result of expulsion.
Good. Well, so in general, in the participle clause, it's about there's a relationship, isn't there? Relationship between the 2, and there are different types, 2 clauses. But that's not true in a relative clause. There's no relationship. Is
The
there?
relative clause, like definition for the.
Not a definition, but it describes. Yeah,
Describe,
describes the main
Give
clause,
extra
right?
information.
Ah, let's just do that. I like that extra info, right?
Information
So if I say
about main clauses.
exactly, so if I say I like pizza that is hot, what's the extra information?
That is hot.
It's the hotness, isn't it? And the pizza is the hotness is the extra information. Pizza is normal. Okay, so participle clauses are different from relative clauses because there's just a relationship between 2 events. 2 things happen, and there's some kind of relationship between them. Now, let's get Kalyan on the line. Kalyan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What are the types of connections that we looked at on Friday? Do you remember them? Oops.
Type of connections. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, result.
Yeah, so the bomb
Result
exploded,
cause.
destroying 3 cars, right? The bomb exploded, destroying 3 cars. One of them is the result.
Result.
This is the result.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the cause?
Cause is bomb exploded.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the types of connections you can have in a participle clause is result connection, right? Yeah. But what are there? Do you remember any others?
Event that happened immediately. 2 events happen immediately.
Yeah. So 2 events happening immediately after. So he opened the door. Opening the door. Sorry, he saw the dog. Opening the door, he saw the dog. So one event immediately after another. Good. Do you know any more?
One more, I think, at the same time. 2 events
at the same time. Yeah, good. So could you give me an example?
I was watching TV while I'm talking on the phone. Something like that.
It's good. It has the same meaning, but we need to say you can start with start with the participle clause. Good. Talking.
Watch the movie.
Talking to my friend, comma.
I watched movie.
I watched the movie at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Let me ask Benitha. Are you there, Benitha, to finish this off? Kalyan, that was excellent, sir. Do you remember that? I think you've done classes like this before with me. So 1, 2, 3. There's 2 more. You remember them?
No, sir. Actually, I did not watch the last class.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, Benitha, stay with us. Okay, let's get someone else on the line. Let's get Neshka.
Yeah.
Do you know any more from Friday?
Yeah.
Go on.
I wasn't, but I watched the
okay,
class,
great.
so I can help. The other one is reason, cause.
Reason, right?
Reason.
Now, reason is different from result, obviously. right? It's a bit more psychological.
Mhm.
So that's 4 we've got now.
And we have another one. First event happened after a certain amount of the amount.
Yeah, it just happens a good amount of time, right?
Yeah.
Happens after another. Or second event happens
Mhm.
happens after another, but it's not immediately after.
No.
Okay, it can be one day, it could be 3 or 4 hours,
Mhm.
right? It could be a week even. Okay, thank you. So these are the 5 types of connections, guys. And I just want to start this class off really by asking you to read these example sentences. Okay, these are participle clauses. And I want you to match the types of connections to the sentences, right? So just as an example, let's just test someone. Sabrina, let's start off with opening the door. He saw the dog. This one here, Sabrina. What type of connection is that?
This is
Any ideas?
immediate.
It could be immediate. You mean at the same time?
Yeah.
But can he see the dog when the door is closed? Think about it.
No.
Think of it like, because the door, it starts like this, and then it opens,
Yeah.
opens, and then you see the dog, right?
Yeah.
So which one is it?
Immediately.
Like immediate after another.
Yes, good. All right. That's a bit tricky. Okay, guys, I'll give you 1 minute. I'll turn my camera off, turn the microphone off. Just read the sentences. Think about what connection is appropriate for these participle clauses. Off you go. Okay, I think that's about enough time. I don't think it's that difficult, especially if you were here on Friday. Let me ask someone to put their microphone on though and tell me. Let me ask Eman. Are you there, Eman? And Lucas as well. Could you put your microphones on, guys?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, being a salesman, I travel a lot. Which one is that?
Reason.
Ah, is that Lucas? Good, sir. Right. Eman, do you agree with that reason?
Yeah.
It's like the
Right.
reason that he travels a lot is because he's a salesman, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's compare this now. You guys, stay with me. What about this? The car broke down, making us late.
Result.
Second after happen.
Reason.
That's the result, okay? People confuse these sometimes, all right? But actually, it's really simple. Look, this one, that's the participle clause here, right? Why were they late?
Because the car was broken down.
Okay, so one thing happens first, and then the result is the ing, right? But here, what's the difference, Lucas?
We have information.
Yeah, but look at the ing clause. It's at the beginning, isn't it?
First clause, ing clause.
You can swap them. You can swap them around, but the idea is that this one is it's almost like the cause, isn't it?
Yeah.
almost the cause. The ing is the cause. It's not the effect,
Except-
right? So they're the opposite, right? It's almost a contrast, but it's reason. It's more like a psychological thing. What does psychological mean, Eman? Psychological? Lucas? A bit more psychological? Who can tell me what psychological means? Anyone?
Behavioral perspective.
It's kind of behavior, but also
mental
stuff in your head. Yeah, good. Okay. Now let's get someone else on the microphone to look at this. Let me ask Anna. This is the new Anna, Melania Anna. Are you there? You could put your microphone on. And we'll also have, whilst we're waiting, Islam as well. Could you put your microphones on? Hello, Islam and Anna, come on.
Sir, I have a question. The car broken
Sure.
down or the car broke down?
Hello.
Sorry. Well, I put that in to test us. Yes. Is that Islam?
Hello.
Hello, sir. First, someone said, "Is this right? The car broken down." Islam, what do you think? Is that right?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Looks like we have a bad
Yeah.
connection there. Can you hear me, sir? All right, don't worry. You obviously have a bad connection. Sandy, could you put your microphone on? And we'll have Mahmoud as well.
Yes.
Microphones, guys.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
is this an error?
I think so.
I think
It is. Is that the,
Verb 2.
it is, good. Is that verb 1, 2, or 3
Right.
broken?
3.
Verb
Three.
2. Oh, no, broken is 3.
Hello.
Yeah, good. Now, Islam, if you could just put your microphone off, please, sir. Just a bit noisy. Okay, I'll just mute you. Yes, it's verb 3, guys. So we can't have verb 3 here. Very, very important. We can have
Yes,
verb.
I hear you.
Okay.
We can have another one, which event happen a certain amount
Yes.
after
Well,
another
look,
one.
we can have verb 3 here, right?
In
This is verb
ing
3.
clause.
Having.
Yeah. But all the other ones, very, very important, you're going to have verb 2, okay? So the car broke down, making us late. Now, I'm just getting to this one. Typing a letter, he stared at the screen. Mahmoud or anyone?
Yeah,
What's the answer here?
At the same time.
Same time.
It's the same time. Happens.
Time, good. And quickly opening the door, he saw the dog. We said that before. It's one event.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Oops, immediately after another. What about this one? The last one.
Happens after another event.
Second event happened after a certain amount of the
It's
first
this
event.
one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one. This one's very useful because you can just take 2 events, right? Having watched a movie, I went home, right? Having typed a letter, I went home. But what's the important thing about this one? Let's get Jinsi on the line. Jinsi, and everyone else, microphones off, please, because we can hear some road noises. Jinsi, this one, we've already said it. This is important, this one, isn't it? Because of the grammar. Tell me, Jinsi, what's the important thing here? What's verb 3? What does that mean?
Is the having typed a letter? Is that you mean?
What's verb 1? Yeah. Verb 2, verb 3, what does that mean?
Typed a letter. Already typed the letter.
Yeah. Now typed.
Yeah, typed.
That's verb 3.
Typed.
Yeah,
verb
it's a
3.
regular one. Exactly right. Let's do it with eat though. Eat.
Eat, ate, eaten.
Yes, good, right. So this one, guys, we've got to remember that this is verb 3. But usually, Jinsi, look at this one, opening the door, right?
Yeah.
Typing a letter.
Yeah.
Are there any verbs there? Making us late. Being a salesman.
No.
There's no verbs, are there?
No.
So let's note that the last one has a participle clause, it's called. Not participle, a past participle, PP, verb 3. But all the others do not have anything, right? All the other participle clauses. Yes, go on.
Like those are not verb, but they are Gerund.
Gerund.
Yes. Well, is a gerund a verb? What do we
It's a
think, guys?
noun
Noun.
form of verb.
A gerund can be anything, right? It can be an
Okay.
adjective, it can be a noun, and sometimes it can be a verb. So it's definitely, in my mind, it is not a verb. It's kind of a strange thing that can be different things. But here it's always a noun, right?
Yeah.
To be a verb, it would have to have be in front of it for present continuous, right? Be plus ing. Now it becomes a kind of a verb. All right. Okay. Any other questions before we do some exercises? Please. Any questions?
Ellen,
Yes.
verb 3 we are using in the last one.
Yes.
That's with a participle clause, not the other clause.
It's only in the participle clause. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So a participle clause is the ing clause. Dead right. And there it is, right? Having typed a letter. He went home. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, I want to give you some more chances to really. Oops. I want to do 6, not 9. To really get some of these going. So I'll stop talking again. You've got these example sentences here, right? You've got the relationships here, but I've given you the words now to make your own sentences. Okay. So I'll do a quick example with someone for number 1, and then you guys can write down your sentences. So let me ask, who have I not spoken to yet? Sade, are you there, Sade?
Yes.
Okay, now Sade, we're going to do doctor helps sick people. Are you a doctor? I think you are.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so what could we say using a participle clause with these words?
Being a doctor.
Excellent. Being a doctor.
Help. No.
Look at
help
the
sick people.
Yeah, but
No,
look at the structure of this. We've got.
Okay, sorry. I help sick people.
Good. And if we wanted to do like a third person, we could say he. What goes here?
Helps.
He helps. Yeah. So you can do whatever you want. So this is what I want you to do, guys. Just make me 5 participle clauses. Use the words here. Think about the connections again. Off you go. You've got 2 minutes. And microphones off as well, please. Thank you. If you want to type some of your answers in the chat box as well, you can do that. I think I'm going to make this a little bit quicker than 2 minutes. I'll just give you like 1.5 minutes. Anyone on Facebook who wants to join in, feel free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences. Okay, so watching a movie, I ate popcorn, says Mahmood. Fantastic. I'm going to give you all 10 more seconds and I'll be asking people just to put on their microphones and say it. Okay, 5 more seconds. I'm going to start off with Nukba. Nukba, could you put your microphone on?
Yes.
Fantastic. So let's do the popcorn one, if you could. Quite easy. Watching a movie.
I ate popcorn.
I ate popcorn. Good. Now, what type of connection is it?
At the same time.
At the same time. And what about the first one? What's the connection there?
It's the reason.
It's the reason.
Reason.
Yeah.
Yes, reason.
Yeah. The reason that he helps people is that he is a doctor. Good, the reason. Okay, thank you. Adeline, number 3. If you're there, sir. Finished work, went home.
Yeah, I went. As I finished work earlier, I went home.
And you could say, as I finished work. That's okay.
That's how I said. As I finished work earlier, I went home.
But a participle clause always has an ing. Okay. So rather than
finishing
saying
work
okay.
earlier, I went home.
Now, the problem with this one though, work early, is, well, let's just think about this, Adeline. I went home. What is the connection?
A result.
Right. So you're thinking of it as a result. Finishing work early, I went. Okay, good. In that case, it makes sense as a result. But I was thinking of this one as a slightly different one, actually, Adeline. I was thinking it's more appropriate for that, right? But you could use it as a result, actually. But let's change it, Adeline. How do we change it now? We need verb 3. I'm gonna say having here, right? It's always having. So having. I'm going to change finished to verb 3. What's verb 3 of finished?
Finished.
Good. It's a regular verb, isn't it? So having finished work early, I went home. Okay. You could do both there. In this case, it's second event happens after second event after first. Okay. Thank you, Adeline. Let's do number 4. Let me ask someone who I haven't spoken to yet. Sabrina, you there? Sabrina?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me number 4 and number 5, please, Sabrina.
After closing the door, I sat down.
Door, I sat down. Now this is interesting, right? And we're going to talk about this later. Look that I like that you've used after here. Okay, and you can do that. I'll show you later, but you don't need to. Okay. Right? You could just say, closing the door, I sat down. What's the connection? The reader will already know.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
So this is closing the door, like one event of immediately another.
Yes. Okay, good. Right. But I like the way you said after, because we're going to come to that. You can do that. Actually, I'll ask for someone else for this one. Mahmoud, if you could put your microphone on.
Yes.
Mother, worry a lot.
Being a mother.
Yes, being a mother.
I worry a lot.
I worry a lot. Yeah, could be a father as well, I guess. Being a father, I worry a lot. Good. Are you a father?
Yes.
Okay. Do you worry? Do you worry a lot? No doubt.
We are not able to see you.
Okay. Thank you, Benitha. Thanks for that. Was that Benitha?
Yes, sir.
I recognize your voice. Okay, number 6. Stand up. Make announcement. Could you tell us? Oh, Daciani's got one. Daciani and Benitha. Standing
up, she made announcement.
She made an announcement. Okay. So guys, thank you very much. Now look, we've done a review of this and we've made some sentences. Oop, I forgot to ask you about the connections. Being a mother, I worry a lot is the, everyone?
Reason.
And standing up, she made an announcement. That's the?
One event.
Immediate.
Yes, one event immediately after another. Now, we've done these, but this is very theoretical, okay? Does anyone have any questions before I show you some IELTS and OET examples?
Yes. Ellen, I have a question here. So the the participle clause always should be in the front or in the end of the sentence?
That's a great question. It's interchangeable.
Oh,
okay. It's a bit like conditionals. You can change them round.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And the most important thing is the connection, not the order. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Great question.
Alan, I have no questions. Please, in the second clause or the main clause, when I should use the present tense or simple tense? Or
yeah, can we use the present tense? Watching a movie, I talk to my friends. I suppose you could use the present tense, but it's unusual. It's usually past simple. Okay.
Yes.
In like 90% of cases, especially for exams. Anyone else? That's another good question. Anyone else with tenses
So
or
can we
grammar?
do first one? I traveled a lot.
Oh yeah, because that's the present tense, isn't it? I travel a lot. Good. Okay, so in this case, the reason that he's using this is a very okay. I didn't even notice that. That's great. Why is this more appropriate in the present tense in this case?
Fact.
Well, why do
fact?
Because he's mentioned regular.
we use present simple? We use present simple for fact, but also routines. I would say routines. Now, microphones off. Microphones off, please. Someone is having a little party. Microphone off. That's a great point, because look, I would say that this one, let's make a little note. When talking about jobs, right, it is actually natural to use the present tense. You can use the present tense, okay? As a teacher, I mark a lot of essays, right? Okay, and actually we're going to do that later on in the class. So that was a great question. Now, let me show you an example of an IELTS essay. All right, so here's a real IELTS essay. I'm not saying it's the perfect essay. It's not bad though. And I'm going to ask you, where are the participle clauses? Again, if we could just have the microphones off just a little bit, if that's okay, so we can hear you. Okay, again, I'm going to ask you to read this and find me the participle clauses. And then I'm going to ask you to to say what type they are. Okay, so remember, reason, result, happening at the same time, one happening just after another, or two events quite far apart, right? I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. This is like a race. Who can find the participle clause? When you find it, well, you could draw on the screen. Let's do some screen drawing, guys. On your phone, it's in the bottom left. There's a picture of a pen. If you're on the computer, it should be at the bottom or the top. There is an icon of a pen, right? Can you draw and underline the participle clause? Yes. There's one. Thank you. There's a second one. Who can find it? Underline it. Draw it. Or you could type it in the chat box as well. There's one more.
Having allocated.
Yes, or you can say it if you want. Excellent. 2 participle clauses. So let's have a look at this first one then. In the last few years, let's get someone who's doing IELTS. Lucas, are you there?
Yes.
If you could read this massive sentence, what does it say?
In the last few years, feeling the need for an important transport system in developing cities, some people say that governments should invest large amount of money in.
Let's just stop there, because this is a really good and complex sentence. But let's just stop there to make it easier for people to think about. Okay, so thank you, Lucas. Excellent reading. Who can tell me well, obviously it's a participle clause. This is clause 1, feeling the need, right? Then we have the normal clause, the main clause. What's the relationship between these? Can anyone tell me?
Reason.
Feel the need for a reason. Do we all agree that it's reason here? I think it is. Yeah? Anyone disagree with that? It's the reason, isn't it? So it's a great little sentence. Write this down if you're studying IELTS. Feeling the need for. Right? It's easy to use participle clauses in your IELTS essays like this. Right? To talk about reasons. I would say that's one of the most useful connections in IELTS. Reasons. All right, there's one more, and I've moved it now, so I'll highlight it again. Having allocated more money to create new railway systems. Adeline, are you there?
Yes.
Now this one's a bit different, isn't it? Because it's not it can't be the reason because of the grammar, right? What's the grammar here?
It's 2 verbs. It's a verb after
it's
the
having plus it's actually verb 3, right?
Verb
so
3,
we know already then that what's the connection between the 2 clauses?
Participle clause.
It's just
it has a relative
result.
Can anyone tell me? Can anyone help him to remember what we said?
One event
One event
later.
after another event, right? One event after another event. Okay, good. So having allocated more money to create new railway systems. So event one, Adeline, is they gave more money for railways. China, right? What's event two?
They allocated. They now have state of the art
Yeah.
transportation, which will not have.
I suppose having isn't an event, but you get the idea.
Can it be a result?
It could also. This is the interesting thing. Often there's more than one connection between the things. Yeah, it is the result as well, isn't it? But grammatically, we're just talking about two events. But in your mind, we all know that one event is the cause of the other. Does that make sense? So the answer is yes. But grammatically, it's just two events, one after another. Okay. Now, any other questions about this from IELTS people before I show you some OET examples? Try to use it in your, at 12 o'clock when we do our IELTS classes, I'm going to be doing more participle clauses for you guys, okay? But we'll be focusing on the speaking and on IELTS task 1, okay? But look, study this. Try to put it into your task 2s. It's really, I think it's quite easy, okay? Now, are you ready for some OET stuff? Who wants to see a letter with participle clauses, and a real OET letter with loads of participle clauses?
Me.
One day I'm going to get people going, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. This is for, I have changed this one. I can't lie. Okay, this is not the real Maria Santini. I put in loads of clauses, but again, we'll play the game. All right, you can draw on my screen. When you see the participle clause, draw a little line under the sentence. Okay. You've got 1 minute. It's a race. Who can see the participle clause first? Oh, okay, so there we go. That was very fast. Good. We've got 1. Having experienced progressive pain on her right. There should be a missing word. Yeah, on her right.
After examining her
knee for 6 weeks. Someone said after examining her. Okay, good. And then we've also got, oh, what about this one as well? There's loads, aren't there? All right, there's one more that you've missed. Someone's missed one.
Being a mother for.
Yes. So this is the one that I really want to focus on today because I think it's just, sorry to be so informal, but it's very cool. You've got 2 participle clauses there, guys. Have you seen this? Some of my IELTS people will already see this because I stole this from a student who accidentally said it. And it's really good. Okay, so let's just analyze the first one though. Having experienced progressive pain on her knee for 6 weeks, Mrs. Santini came for a checkup. What's the connection?
Result.
It is result, like we said before, it's result, but grammatically, so in terms of meaning, yes, result.
An event after another.
Yeah, exactly. Grammatically, it is one event after another. But, you know, you can put it together. The reader understands, right? Grammatically, one event after another. Okay? So look, if you're writing your OET letters, okay, what are the 2 things that are being connected here? Let me ask this to Neshka.
Yeah.
Pain, right, in your knee. That's symptoms, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the second clause, what's that? Mrs. Santini
Came to check up. Came for checkup.
So it's a visit, isn't it? Some kind of visit. So you could do that, guys, with any OET letter, couldn't you? Right? Neshka and I will do it now. Give me some symptoms, Neshka. Having experienced anything. Chest pain.
Short of breathness.
Shortness of breath. Oops. Yeah. Shortness of breath. Yep.
Cough.
A cough. That'll do. So we say and a cough, right?
And a cough.
Okay. Mrs. Green.
Admitted. Was admitted
to our hospital. Right. Excellent. Also, you could. There's the room to put in the duration. Han, let's do a duration here. How long did she have these symptoms for?
For 1 week, maybe.
Yeah, like so for 6 weeks or for 1 week. Oops, put that here. Whenever you get one number like this, just write the full word. Don't write one. Write it like that. Okay, cool. Right? It's not so hard. It's really, really easy actually. Any questions about this one before we look at the double participle clause?
It's the same again. Grammatically, one event follow second one, and result.
Ooh, well, let's think about this. Let's think about this, guys, because there are two. So you're saying one event follow the other, and well, I haven't even thought about this yet. So give me a chance, right? So let's talk to Anna if she's there now, or let's talk to Kalyan if you're there, sir.
Yes, I'm here, Helen.
Okay, so being a mother, right? Think of the examples. Being a doctor, being a nurse.
Yep.
What's that?
Being a mother, what is that?
Is it reason? Is
reason.
it core? It's reason, isn't it? Right?
Reason, yeah.
What about
Yep.
having lost her husband, though?
Cause, reason, cause, result, having
The meaning is the result, but that's the second clause. This is the result here, isn't it? Like it's the second clause. But having lost her husband, yeah, it's kind of like a cause, right? But grammatically, it is a what?
One event after another.
After,
right? But the reader, who's not stupid, will know. Okay, what this caused the other thing. Okay, so one event after another. Okay, and then we have Mrs. Santini needs to make child arrangements. So this is what's called a double. Well, I'm going to call it a double participle clause. Please note that. Okay, so we can forget about that. But being a mother of 4 and having lost her husband 2 years ago, Mrs. Santini needs to make child arrangements before she can confirm her appointment date. That is a beautiful sentence, right? As I said, being a teacher, I mark lots of letters and essays every day. You don't see sentences like that very often. And the reason is no one knows how to do it. All right. But we're learning today how to do it. And it's actually not that hard, which is what's nice. Okay. So if you can get these kinds of sentences into your OET letters in your exam, right, then you have a language score, right? One of your grades is called language, right? Does anyone know what the maximum you can get for your language score is?
7.
7, right? So hopefully a sentence like this could push you to 6 out of 7, right? Rather than 5, maybe. And that could make all the difference between a C+ and the C. Okay, so let's try and practice these. And I'll just put this here a second. But I just want to note something. I'll come back to that actually. Let's just try and practice these now. Okay, so double participle clauses. Let me ask someone who hasn't done much speaking yet. I think I saw Desiree. Desiree, are you here now?
Hi.
Desiree, how are you doing? You having a good day?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I know that you are more than capable of doing this with me.
Oh.
So no pressure. Being
a nurse.
Being a nurse, good. Now, let's look at the example here. I know it's a bit small. Being a mother and having lost her husband, right? So being a nurse and
being a caring person.
And being a caring person.
I enjoy helping people.
Helping people. Okay, excellent. Right. Now, a little tip, if we're going to repeat being here, Desiree, what could we put in here just to say that often when we repeat ourselves, we'll put the word beginning with A. Oops. Any ideas, guys?
Also,
right? So being a nurse and also being a caring person, I enjoy helping people. All right. You could use that, I suppose, in the speaking, maybe, if you're chatting. Let's try 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I have a question. In the second clause, can we omit being and say being a nurse and a caring person?
You actually can, yeah. But it wouldn't, if you did that, it wouldn't be a participle clause now. I know there's an ing here, but that's not the participle, I don't think. You need to have being here, right? Because caring is, that's just an adjective. Great question. That is optional, okay? I'm going to stop talking, all right? I'll try and make this as big as possible, guys. I'm sorry it's a bit small. Let me just give me 1 second. If you look at the example sentence, right? You should be able to make your own sentence with your level of ability, right? I don't need to explain it. I want 4 sentences, double participle clauses. Copy this, right? You've got 2 examples already. You've got 2 or 3 minutes. Start writing. You can type into the chat box, or you can just wait and then say it on the microphone. Off you go. Okay, already some great sentences here. I'm just going to read some of them out. Being a mother and having 6 children, I enjoy quiet times. Okay, that's good. That's from Benitha. Desiree, being a mother and also having 6 children, I enjoy quiet times. Good, Desiree. I like the use of also there. Kalyan says, being a mother and having 6 children, I do enjoy my quiet times. Kalyan, I love that because you're using do there to emphasize. That's really, really good grammar. Excellent, sir. Keep them coming, guys. You've got a bit more time. Being a doctor and getting a chance to treat people, I feel my work is rewarding. That's coming from Sabrina. Excellent stuff. I'll just read them out and I'll give you feedback as we go. Keep typing your sentences. I'll give you, well, I'll give you 30 more seconds and then we'll start with some feedback. Mahmoud says, being a salesman and having traveled a lot, I missed my family. Yeah, but remember, Mahmoud, we talked about the present tense, didn't we? It might be a bit better there. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Being a salesman and also being traveling a lot, says Nukba. Now that's not quite right. Being traveling a lot. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second. Benitha, being a salesman and traveling a lot, I miss my family. Rafaela, being a salesman, I travel a lot and also missing my family. Now, Rafaela, we can't say that one. Okay.
Why?
Good question. Because both the clauses need to be at the start. All right. Both clauses at the start. So just rewrite it for me, and then it'll be correct. Okay. Someone else, Mahmoud, you did an interesting sentence as well on the chat box as well. Where is that? Oh, there's so many here. Being a salesman. All right. Okay, so I've got 3 sentences we can discuss. The last one. Camera's back on. I'll call your name out. Put your microphone on. Say your sentence. I'll give you instant feedback. Let me ask someone that I haven't really spoken to yet so far. Eugenia, are you there, Eugenia?
Yeah.
Okay, so just give me the grammar. We won't go through the reasons, okay? Just the grammar. Mother, 6 children, enjoy quiet times. Could you say it? Being
Being a mother.
Excellent, good.
And having 6 children.
Yes.
I enjoy quiet times.
It sounds like that is true right now.
Yeah, my baby's sleeping.
Oh, right. So that would be an example of irony then. Okay. That's what we would call irony in English. Okay, good. The grammar's perfect. Yes, Han.
With this sentence, I think we can change like being a mother of 6 children. You can
You could
see
also,
it's more concise.
well, it's your choice. You could say of 6 children. Yep. And then you could add in a second one, couldn't you? You could say,
yep.
Well, let me just put this as another idea, Han. So you could say being a mother of 6 children and having a stressful life, right? Of 6 children and having a stressful life. Yeah, I love that, Han. That's really good. Now you've got an extremely complex, vintage, beautiful sentence. Okay, number 3. Let me ask someone who hasn't spoken much again. Who have we got? Adelina, please. Are you there, Adelina? Okay, let's try Mahmoud then. Salesman, traveling a lot, miss my family.
Being a salesman and having traveled a lot.
Good, and having traveled a lot. Okay, you can choose your grammar here. Okay, that's okay. You could say being a salesman, having traveled a lot, or you could just say and traveling a lot. Both are okay in this situation. Okay, I miss
my
family. Good man. Number 4, doctor, treat people, work is rewarding. Sabrina.
Yeah, being a doctor and getting chance to treat people, I feel my work is very rewarding.
Yes, getting a chance to treat people. Let's do what Han was saying. Let's put in some more information. When do you treat them? How often? Every day? A lot? Something like that, Sabrina?
Sorry?
You could add in some more information, make it even more complex, right?
Yeah,
Chance to treat people. Give me something extra here. When? Or frequency.
All the time.
Every day at my hospital.
Every day. Yeah, every month. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in the Corona time.
Okay, so
in this pandemic.
Treat people a lot in this pandemic.
In this pandemic.
Right. Yeah. So we're just building this massive participle clause. You can keep adding. Look, you can keep adding stuff with participle clauses.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking like this sentence would be a very good one. Like in the warm-up session, they asked something like, "What do you find a good thing about being a doctor?"
Yeah.
Kind of. So I was just thinking. That's why I didn't concentrate.
Well, I was thinking. I mean, obviously, in the warm-up session for OET, it's not being assessed. Okay, so you don't have to worry about your grammar, but you know, like just think about it as a real sentence for when you get into the hospital, when you get into your GP surgery, you will have lots of use in real life for saying, well, being a doctor, I don't have a lot of free time. Okay, something like that. Okay, excellent stuff. Last one, diabetic, do little exercise at risk. Let me ask, I want to spread these questions out. Who's not spoken much? Dinashri. It's a very difficult one, Dinashri. Do you want to try? Jinsi.
Hello.
Hello, do you want to try this one?
Okay.
Being
diabetic.
Excellent. Being diabetic. Tricky, isn't it? There's the verb. We need to change that to ing.
Doing exercise.
Here in this sentence, I put little. It's more appropriate in this sentence to say doing little exercise. I know that's weird, but that's how we would say it. All right, and doing little exercise.
Reduce the risk.
But look at these. Always with the final clause, you need an I or a he or a she, and then a verb. Right, subject plus verb here. So what are you going to say?
I am at.
I am at. Risk. Being diabetic and doing little exercise, I am at risk. Now, someone asked me the other day, can I say right? It's optional. We say both of those. Yes, Han, go on.
We did number 5. Can I use the negative participle at the second part? For example, like being diabetic and not doing exercise, he is at risk of cardiovascular disease.
Good. He is at risk of, and that would be a great thing for a letter, wouldn't it? That's the kind of thing where you're telling a specialist, aren't you? Or you're telling the reader of an OET letter, look, being a diabetic and not doing much. How about this? In terms of his medical background, comma, being a diabetic and not doing much exercise, he is at risk of blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Yeah, brilliant, 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 brilliant. Okay, so we're going to be finishing off now, guys. I just want to mention a few things. Someone said this, being a mother and having 6 children, I do enjoy my quiet times. Kalyan, that was you. Are you there, sir?
Oh, yeah, yes.
We've just got 3 minutes to end this class now. I just wanted to say that that was great, right?
Okay.
That is a do of emphasis.
Yeah.
Sometimes we use an auxiliary verb like do, right, to emphasize, okay, for emphasis. So you might say, I do enjoy pizza, right, guys? Or you can say, I enjoy pizza. I do enjoy pizza. I enjoy pizza. The difference is
Sorry,
just
I have a
emphasis.
question.
Sure, go on.
So meaning on the second clause, we should have to put subject, verb, and object, like something like it's a complete
Yes, as in all
sentence.
the examples, if you notice, it's
Right,
the participle
that's I've
clause.
noticed. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, it's a great
Thank
question.
you.
The participle clause doesn't have a subject, it's just ing, right?
Right.
But then the second clause, the main clause, it's just a normal sentence, subject, verb.
Right. Okay,
Great
thank you.
question. Okay. Who was that, by the way?
It's me, Desiree.
Okay, Desiree, just stay with me because we've got to finish the class. I've only got 2 minutes. Being a salesman, right? I travel a lot. And Mahmood as well. If you come on the line, Desiree and Mahmood, look, just to finish off now.
Yes.
Being a salesman and traveling a lot, I do miss my family.
What's the problem here?
Family. And being a salesman and traveling a lot.
Well, you said, remember we said the main clause has to have a subject and a verb.
No, no, because he put and. Should be on.
He's doing it the wrong way around, guys, right?
Yeah.
What do we need to do? It's very simple to fix this.
Just put being a salesman and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Anyone who's doing OET will be in the next class in about 1 minute. Don't forget participle clauses, 5 meanings, reason, result. What are the other 3?
One event after another.
One event after another.
Immediately.
One immediately after another. And
second event happens after
Same
another.
event after.
Last one is same
time.
All right, and which gives me a nice wave to say goodbye, guys. Have a nice day. I'll see you in
Thank
class
you,
soon.
Alan.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.